And here is a very important historical argument made by Timothy Schneider. He's a professor of history at Yale and a best-selling author. And this is really insightful, but he says we're not exactly in the equivalent of 1939, the lead up to World War II. We're actually in the year 1938.
Jim, you said that we're about to be in 1939. I'm going to agree with you in a certain way. My comparison would be 1938. This is 1938, but Czechoslovakia has chosen to fight. Czechoslovakia has chosen to fight. So you have an imperfect democracy. It's the furthest democracy east in Europe. It's not perfect. It has various problems. But when threatened by a larger neighbor, it chooses to resist. In that world, where Czechoslovakia resists, there's no Second World War. The Czechs had a good army. They could have held the Germans back. It was largely a bluff on the German side. If the Czechs resist, then the French and the British and maybe the Americans eventually start to help. There would have been a conflict, but there wouldn't have been a Second World War. When Germany invaded Poland in 1939, it was invading Poland with the Czech armaments industry, which was the best in the world. It was invading with Slovak soldiers. It was invading from a geographical position that it only gained because it destroyed Czechoslovakia. So if the Ukrainians give up, or if we give up Ukraine, then it's a different Russia making war in the future. It's a Russia making war with Ukrainian technology, Ukrainian soldiers, from a different geographical position. Then we're in 1939. We're in 1938 now. In effect, what the Ukrainians are letting us do is they're letting us extend 1938. They're helping us to stay out of 1939. So my answer is no, it's not inevitable. The Ukrainians are giving us this chance, and we have to take this chance if we want to prevent a great power war.
That is so insightful. So in 1938, Hitler wanted to invade Czechoslovakia, and France and the UK sat down with Hitler and sold out the Czechs. They said, okay, you can take this territory, but that's it. You can't go any farther, Hitler. Promise us if we let you take Czechoslovakia, you won't attack any other countries. Neville Chamberlain got the agreement from Hitler. Peace in our time. We averted World War II. But what if France and the UK in 1938 had a different attitude, and the Czechs wanted to fight? They wanted to resist the Nazis. And maybe Poland joined the war on Czech side. France and the UK immediately told Hitler, no, you're not getting any more territory. You're not going to be allowed to invade Czechoslovakia. It would have been a completely different war. There still would have been a war, but not as deadly. As soon as the Nazis were able to absorb Czechoslovakia, their armaments, their soldiers, their geographic advantage to invade Poland, a completely different war. The same thing is playing out today. If Russia is allowed to take Ukraine, they're going to Russify the people, mobilize the men, and invade the next country with an even stronger hand towards the next war. So we're in 1938, we can stop World War III if we can stop Putin and his regime today.